Welcome in to another episode of Profits Picks. We have two games on the slate today, so I'll go through both of them in the order that they come on. I'll look at player props, and we have one new series starting today, so I'll look at series props on that game as well. So we'll go ahead and start with the first one on the slate. That's going to be Miami Heat taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Opening Bucks -5.5, still sitting at 5.5. Total opening 223, and we're currently seeing 224. Now, if I'm playing this total, I mean, both teams are good defensive teams. I think that Miami has a great opportunity. I think that they've already seen the game plan laid out of how to beat Milwaukee. I think you build that wall and you don't let Giannis drive so easily. You make everybody else hit shots to beat you. And other guys are capable of hitting threes, but that's the way that you play Milwaukee. And on the other side, Milwaukee, they allow the most 3 point attempts in the league. And the Miami Heat are the second best 3 point shooting team as far as 3 point percentage in the league. I do think they get a lot of opportunities today. And for that reason, I mean, I know Milwaukee wants to play at more of a fast pace. Miami usually plays a little bit slower, but Miami can also get to the free throw line. And if they're getting a lot of open looks for three, it sounds like it should be points scored in this game. Miami with a total greater than or equal to 222 and less than 225. Last five have went over. Average total was 223.2, and they went over by 15 points per game on average. So I lean towards the over. I agree with the line move on this one. If you like the under in this game, I think you have to like it early. Milwaukee, I believe they've come out and went under seven first quarters in a row. I believe it's seven. I don't have the number right in front of me, but they've been holding opponents down in that first quarter and then kind of cruise the rest of the game. Difference here is I think Miami's capable of playing defense too. So we could see that early on. If I like the under, it has to be first quarter. Other than that, I think points are scored in this game. And Eric Bledsoe, we'll see if he's able to go. If he doesn't go, I mean, I don't think it's a big difference for the spread. If he's in or if he's out, I still look the same way. I don't think he's a big piece in the playoffs. He's not a guy that I trust too much to come in clutch to create his own shots. I just don't really trust him in the playoffs. He's shown that he's not really trustworthy. I would rather have Brogdon over there still in Milwaukee. And for Miami, I mean, they're coming into this game rested. They've had what 6 days of rest compared to Milwaukee's one. They've had time to game plan. Like I said, they'll game plan, use that wall to stop Giannis. They've already they've already covered 8 of the last 12 versus Milwaukee. And just having this huge rest advantage, I think plus 5.5 is too many points here. Looking at Miami again, when as long as they have rest, they're not on the back to back, and they're facing competition, that being 55% win teams or greater. They are 19-11 against the spread, and they've won 20 out of those 30 games. So I think you even sprinkle here for Miami. I think that they're more than capable of winning this game, especially how rested they are. I think I like Miami the more the game goes on. Maybe we see them come out a little rusty because they've had so much rest, but I think they eventually pick it up. And I would have to play Miami plus the 5.5 points here. If I'm going to look at a player prop, if I'm looking on the Miami side, I said that Milwaukee allows the most 3 point attempts. And who's going to be shooting those 3 pointers for Miami? I think we'll mostly see Duncan Robinson and Goran Dragic. Robinson, his 3 point total is at 3.5 plus money plus 105. Asking them to hit four is a lot, but if they're getting attempts all game long, you have to think that he's taking a good portion of them. Goran Dragic, I think he does his thing the same way he did last series. He's another great shooter. I mean, that's Miami's advantage in this series that they shoot the three ball so well. So those are the two ways I would look for Miami as far as player props. And for Milwaukee, I would be looking for Miami to limit or hold Giannis down here. I think that you make everybody else beat you, and I think Giannis under 31.5 points is very doable. I mean, if that's the game plan that they come out with, I don't see him reaching 30. So I would lean towards that if you're gonna look at a Bucks player. Now for the series in this one, I've kind of hinted that Miami, they have a great shot in this one, especially being rested. I think that they can win this game here, and I definitely think they can win more than one game. I'm not sold on Milwaukee to just cruise through the East like everybody else. They've shown some weaknesses, and I think this is a team that's good enough to challenge them. So I would bet the series over 5.5 games. I think I last saw that at minus 105. So Miami would have to win 2 games at least, or Milwaukee would have to win at least 2 games, and the other team wins the series. If I'm looking at straight up on the series, like I said, I'm not high on Milwaukee. So if I'm betting this play, I'm betting it with the mindset that Miami could very well beat Milwaukee in this series. But if they don't, I still don't have faith in Milwaukee to beat either Toronto or Boston. So I think you get a plus price in this series. Well, you do not think you do get a plus 360 price on the series here, and on the next series, I'm pretty sure Milwaukee will be a favorite, and you'll get a plus price on either Boston or Toronto. So if Miami can't take care of business, I'll bet it again, and the only way I'll look is to take them on the series plus the 360. I don't think Milwaukee should be minus the 410 that I saw. Now we'll go ahead to the other game on the slate today, and it's going to be Game 6, I believe. Yes, Game 6, Houston Rockets, OKC Thunder. Opening, Rockets minus 5.5. Currently seeing minus 5 out there. Total opening, 226, and it's ticked up just a half a point, 226.5. And I have to agree with that line move on the total. I mean, it's a slight move, but these teams struggled in that last game. Outside of that, they've been scoring like crazy. And the Thunder, I mean, we saw last game, they didn't play with pace. They didn't stick to their scores. They pretty much allowed Houston to dictate the game, allow Houston to play 4-on-5 on defense, and leave Dort open, and allow Dort to initiate the offense for OKC. And that was terrible. That's why there were so few points scored for OKC side, in my opinion. And I think Billy Donovan has to realize, I don't think he's that great of a coach, but I think he has to realize, yes, you want Dort's defense on Harden, but you can't really sacrifice the offense if he's going to go 3 for 19 from the field again and put extra pressure on everybody else to score because they're not guarding Dort. So I think we see more of that 3 guard lineup. I mean, that's been the best combination that they have. I think that's the only way they have a chance to stay closer, win this game here. And with that lineup in, I think they have to play faster. They will play faster. The first 2 games, they played at about a 95 pace. And the second 2 after that, it was about 102. And they fell off in the Game 5. But Game 6, I think they get right back to it. I think Houston continues to play the way that they like to play. They're going to run up and down. They're going to shoot threes, 60% of the time, 70% of the possessions until they're going to live and die by the 3 pretty much. So I think we get back to a faster paced game. I think OKC doesn't leave the offense in Dort's hand. And as long as you get that, I have to look towards the over. I probably would like the first half over a little more, and I apologize for not pulling up this number beforehand, but I see it now at 115 is the first half total, and I have to lean towards taking that over. I mean, the last game, it was way below what we've seen in this series. I don't expect to see that again, but including that game, first half they're averaging 113 points per game. Before that game, they're averaging 118 points per game. And in the second half, it drops about close to 12 points. They average 101.6 points per game. So I expect majority of the points to be scored in the first half. I like that first half over 115 if you like the over. And I mean, I'm not playing this game under. It could get tight at the end, and we see them um, go more one on one. Like you see Chris Paul take majority of the shot clock. You see Harden take majority of the shot clock. I could definitely see that. So I do. If you like the over, I like the first half more. If you like the under, I would definitely take it full game. But I'm more inclined to take an over. I would lean towards the over. First half, over on the full game. I think these teams do more running up and down, and OKC has an easier time scoring in this game. I think they adjust. And as far as the side, it's tough. It is tough. If OKC comes out with that same game plan, they are toast. If they come out with a different game plan, they could stick around, but they could still lose. I mean, Russell Westbrook didn't even have to play so much. I think the Rockets can put them out of their misery. If OKC gets down too much, I mean, I know they've been a team that can fight all year, but uh, they might just be broken as far as like heart right now. They may be broken, and I don't really trust it. So I would go Houston. I'll go Houston minus the 5 if I'm playing this game here. As far as player props, I would have to look towards Westbrook. He's averaged about 7.9 rebounds per game. Um, his player prop is sitting at 6. I think he can definitely get 6 rebounds. After him, I'll look towards Adams. His player prop for rebounds is at 10.5 rebounds, and that's the big advantage versus smaller Houston Rockets team. I think he grabbed 14 last game. He can go out and grab over 10 again. And those are the ways I look in this game. Um, Only 2 games today. Not so much. We'll have some new series starting soon. Thank you for rocking with me on another episode of Profits Picks. Catch you guys again tomorrow, and best of luck if you tell. Good luck, everybody.